Hybrid resale values in 2026 are brutal. Used hybrid prices, Toyota hybrid resale, Honda hybrid resale, hybrid premium, depreciation. And here's the part nobody expects. In a lot of cases, the hybrid isn't expensive because it's a better car, it's expensive because it's the easiest compromise the market has right now. Let's break this down. Most people think resale value is basically a scoreboard for reliability, like if it holds value, it must be the best built car. But the brutal truth about hybrid resale values in 2026 is this. Resale is being driven as much by buyer psychology and supply bottlenecks as it is by engineering. If you want to understand cars before you buy them, you're in the right place. Subscribe, because every car has a story, and we're here to decode it so you don't waste money. I'm Gearhead. I used to work on cars, and I've watched people lose money two ways: buying the wrong car and buying the right car at the wrong price because they didn't understand why the market was doing what it was doing. So today, I'm going to give you the real explanation for hybrid resale in 2026, why some hybrids hold value like crazy, why some don't, what's likely to change next, and how to use this to your advantage whether you're buying or selling. Picture this. It's a normal weeknight. You're not car shopping because you love cars. You're car shopping because your current car is starting to annoy you and gas still feels like a subscription you didn't agree to. So you pull up listings. You see a 5-year-old hybrid with 70,000 miles listed for basically new car money. And you do that thing everybody does. You refresh the page like it's going to fix it. You widen the search radius. You start telling yourself, maybe this is just one greedy seller. Then you realize it's not one seller. It's the entire market. And you start asking the exact right question. How can a used hybrid cost this much? Here's what's really happening. Hybrid resale values in 2026 are being held up by three forces at the same time: demand, supply, and fear. Demand. Hybrids fit normal life better than anything else right now. This is the first thing people miss. A hybrid is the only powertrain upgrade that gives most people lower fuel costs without forcing a lifestyle change. No charging planning, no new routine, no do I have a level 2 at home, no what's my range in winter. You just drive it like a normal car and it quietly burns less fuel. That's why hybrid demand is so wide. It's not just enthusiasts, it's everybody. Commuters, families, rideshare drivers, people who keep cars 10 years, people who don't trust public charging yet, people who do a lot of short trips, people who do a lot of highway, people who just want one car that does everything. And when demand is that broad, it creates something important: a resale floor. There's always another buyer. Now here's a question that makes this click. When you list a used hybrid, who are you competing against? You're not just competing against used cars, you're competing against gas prices, and gas prices are an emotional trigger. People feel them every week. That makes hybrids feel like a financial safety upgrade even when the math isn't perfect. Supply. Hybrids are still not as available as people think. Second force, supply. A lot of buyers assume hybrids must be everywhere by now, but in reality, supply is uneven. It depends on model, trim, region, and how many manufacturers actually prioritized hybrid production versus other powertrains over the last few years. And here's the crazy part. Used prices don't just reflect the car, they reflect the waiting time. If a buyer goes to get a new hybrid and the dealer says, sure, we can get one in 3 months, or we have one, but it's this trim, this color, and there's a markup, that buyer doesn't suddenly become patient. They go used. So the used hybrid isn't competing with MSRP. It's competing with what it costs to get one this week. Availability has a price. Convenience has a price. And in 2026, a lot of hybrids have a convenience premium baked into resale. Fear. EV uncertainty is pushing people into hybrids. Third force is fear. And I'm not saying fear like it's irrational. I'm saying uncertainty is being priced into the market. In the last couple of years, used EV prices have shown buyers something important. Depreciation can be fast when new pricing changes quickly and incentives distort the real price. So even buyers who like EVs sometimes hesitate because they don't want to feel like they bought a technology product that loses value like a phone. Meanwhile, hybrids feel familiar. Gas station exists everywhere, range is normal, cold weather is less scary, resale history feels more stable, repair ecosystem feels more normal. So the market has started treating hybrids like the safe asset of car ownership. That's why hybrid resale values in 2026 feel brutal, because a lot of people aren't just buying a car, they're buying predictability. Now, let's talk about the biggest misunderstanding that creates bad decisions. High hybrid resale value does not automatically mean it's worth it. Most people see high resale and think, great, I won't lose money. But high resale cuts both ways. If you buy into a hot resale market, you're paying a premium up front. That premium only turns into a win if one of two things happens. You keep the car long enough that the fuel savings plus the resale at the end actually justify what you paid, or you buy a model that holds value so well that when you sell it, you recover most of that premium. If you buy a used hybrid at a big premium and sell it 2 years later, you can still lose money, just in a different shape than a normal car. So here's the simple tool most people never use: the hybrid premium payback test. Take the price difference between the hybrid you want and the comparable gas version of the same car. That difference is the hybrid premium. Now estimate your annual fuel savings. And don't do this with fantasy MPG numbers. Do it with your life. Ask yourself, how many miles do I drive per year? What's my real-world MPG right now? What do owners actually get in the hybrid in my kind of driving? Then do the math, because a lot of people are shocked to discover the hybrid premium might take 6, 7, 8 years to pay back purely in fuel, especially if you don't drive huge miles. And if that payback takes longer than you keep the car, then the hybrid is not a fuel savings purchase. It's a preference purchase, which is fine, just be honest about it. Now, let's get into which hybrids hold value the hardest in 2026 and why. Why some hybrids have insane resale and others don't. Generally speaking, resale strength is about buyer pool size and trust. The hybrids that hold value the most tend to be mainstream models, proven names, known good systems, and vehicles that work for a lot of different lifestyles. This is why you see consistent resale monsters like compact hybrid SUVs, mid-size hybrid sedans, and certain dedicated hybrids with strong reputation. Not because nobody else can build a hybrid, because the buyer pool is huge and the trust is already baked in.
Meanwhile, hybrids that can have softer resale include models that were sold in low volumes, models with confusing trims, models that don't deliver big real-world MTG gains compared to the gas version, or models where the hybrid system is tied to a transmission that some buyers distrust long-term. Here's a key detail most people miss. Not all hybrids are equal in resale because not all hybrids feel equal to own. A mild hybrid that saves a little fuel sometimes won't get the same resale premium as a full hybrid that saves a lot of fuel all the time. Buyers pay for results they can feel. Now, let's talk about the part that gets ignored until it bites people. Aging, the hidden resale curve. Hybrids don't age like gas cars in the buyer's mind. A hybrid often has a weird resale curve. For the first several years, it can hold value extremely well because it's efficient, it's still relatively new, and the battery feels like a non-issue. Then, as the car gets older, not just higher mileage, older in years, you hit the battery anxiety zone. Even though hybrid batteries often last a long time, buyers start pricing in uncertainty. What if I need a battery? How much is it? Does this one have a history of it? Is the warranty still active? And here's the brutal part. The market doesn't need the battery to actually fail for resale to soften. It just needs enough buyers to worry about it. So if you're selling an older hybrid in 2026, the best resale weapon you have is not a clean wash and a shiny tire shine. It's proof. Service records, hybrid system health printout if you can get one from a reputable shop, evidence the car wasn't cooked in heat or neglected, proof the battery cooling intake wasn't packed with dust and pet hair if it's that style of design. Reducing uncertainty raises value. Now, I want to give you a mechanic side truth that's unpopular. The most expensive hybrid mistakes in 2026 aren't battery failures, they're overpaying for neglected cars. Because high resale values can trick buyers into skipping inspection and skipping maintenance history. They think it's a hybrid, it's a Toyota, it holds value, so it must be fine. No. A high resale car can still be a badly maintained car, and the older the car, the more that matters. At 80,000 to 140,000 miles, the costs that show up are often not even hybrid parts. They're normal car parts. Tires, suspension wear, wheel bearings, coolant service, brake fluid service, engine mounts, AC performance, and small leaks. So the brutal truth is, you can pay a premium for a hybrid and still inherit deferred maintenance. That's how people end up saying hybrids are expensive. No, neglected cars are expensive. Now, let's myth bust the biggest resale myths I keep seeing in 2026 discussions. Myth 1. Hybrids always hold value better. In most cases, they do hold value well, but hybrid isn't enough information. Resale depends on the model's buyer pool, real-world efficiency difference, supply levels, and reputation of that particular generation. A hybrid that barely improves MPG might not hold value like one that makes a dramatic difference. Myth 2. High resale means I'm saving money. High resale means the market wants it. That can help you when you sell, but if you paid a huge premium to buy it used, your savings can evaporate. Resale value is not a discount, it's a pricing environment. Myth 3. Battery replacement ruins resale. Generally speaking, buyers fear the battery, but a properly replaced battery with documentation can actually make the car more attractive than one running an unknown aging pack. The market hates unknowns more than it hates realities with receipts. Now, real-world application time. If you're buying a used hybrid in 2026, here's the move that keeps you from getting crushed. Number 1, don't shop hybrids alone, shop the gas version price too. If you don't know what the gas version costs, you don't know what premium you're paying, and if you don't know what premium you're paying, you can't judge whether it makes sense for your mileage. Number 2, calculate your break-even honestly. If you drive 8,000 miles a year, your fuel savings might be small. If you drive 20,000 miles a year, your fuel savings becomes real. This is where it gets interesting. The people who win with hybrid premiums are often high-mileage drivers who keep the car a long time. The people who get burned are often low-mileage drivers who pay the premium and trade the car quickly. Number 3, buy maintenance history, not the badge. Hybrids can be incredibly durable, but they still require basic maintenance. Look for regular oil changes, coolant service history, brake fluid service, and a car that was owned by someone who didn't treat Toyota reliability as an excuse to ignore everything. Number 4, pay attention to theft and insurance realities. Some models and regions have theft patterns that affect insurance and ownership cost. That changes real-world value even if the car is mechanically perfect. Get insurance quotes before you fall in love with a listing. Number 5, avoid the almost new used hybrid trap when new pricing is close. Sometimes the used hybrid is priced so close to new that the new one becomes the better deal because full warranty, better interest rates, updated tech, and you know exactly how it was treated from mile zero. Used is only a deal when it's actually discounted relative to what you're giving up. Now, if you're selling a hybrid in 2026, here's how to get top dollar without being shady. Clean it, yes, but more importantly, document it. Buyers pay for clear service records, fresh tires if needed, no warning lights, and a test drive that feels consistent. And if the car is at an age where battery anxiety exists, be proactive. Get a hybrid health check if possible and include it in your listing. You're not just selling the car, you're selling confidence. Now, where does this go next? Here's the honest outlook. Hybrid resale values in 2026 are high because hybrids are the safe middle between gas and EV for a massive chunk of buyers, but this won't stay identical forever. 3 things can soften hybrid resale premiums: if hybrid supply increases significantly, if fuel prices stay low and stable for a long time, or if EV ownership becomes easy for more people, especially apartment and street park drivers, through better charging access and more stable depreciation patterns. Until then, hybrids will keep holding value because they keep solving the average person's real problem: fuel cost without lifestyle change. So, here's the clean takeaway. The brutal truth about hybrid resale values in 2026 is that you're paying for certainty. Hybrids hold value because they're easy to live with, demand is broad, and buyers trust them as a low-drama choice. But the market charges you up front for that trust, which means the deal isn't buying a hybrid. The deal is buying the right hybrid at the right premium for your mileage and keeping it long enough for the math to work. If you want, tell me the hybrid you're looking at, the price difference versus the gas version, and how many miles you drive per year, and I'll run the break-even in plain English so you know if you're buying efficiency or just buying hype.